everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Keiko Kawase. I'm a career counselor for international students. Glad to meet you all today. As the slide suggests today, we're going to focus on the preparation for the job hunting, where we take you through how to analyze yourself as well as your target company. Now, let's get started. This seminar consists of two parts. Firstly, we're going to focus on self-analysis. In this part, we'll be covering the following three parts. First of all, what is the self-analysis? Next, the importance of self-analysis. And finally, how to analyze yourself. In the second part, we're going to focus on company research. We will be introducing the three major topics. At first, what is company research? And the next, the importance of company research. And finally, how to research a company. And just as you all said, self-analysis is about exploring, discovering yourself from a diverse perspective, such as what are your likes and dislikes? What is your life purpose? What strengths and weaknesses do you have? What are your important values and career priorities? And so on. So these factors shape who you are, and they will lead to your own successful career progress, and we believe. Not only in terms of your personal career development, but also in terms of job hunting. The self-understanding is pretty much crucial. The slide shows what Japanese companies really want to know about candidates. The most common answer is your personality. In other words, what kind of person you are. The second common opinion is your enthusiasm and motivation, meaning the reason why do you want to join them. And lastly, compatibility between the company and the student, which means how will you contribute to the company. So in order to convince your target companies that you are the right candidate, you've got to articulate these 3 points. In our last seminar, we have introduced that most of the companies in Japan prioritize applicants' mindset and soft skills, especially on fresh graduate hiring. So companies focus pretty much on these points. Then how can we describe ourselves accurately and efficiently? This is a quick overview of the steps, how you can deepen self-analysis and utilize the outcome to the job hunting activities, especially for company research. Let us elaborate more on the next slide. Firstly, you can approach yourself and identify your own strengths, uniquenesses, skills, experience which you can bring to the table. Then think about how you can present yourself to your future employers. At the same time, self-analysis helps you to be aware of your career priorities. What would be the most for your future career? In short, these approaches will help you to clarify your selling points and your core preferences. They will be assist you to avoid mismatches and find a good fit in the job hunting processes. So why don't we get started with the self-analysis exercise? and acquire all these goals. Like acknowledge your characteristics, strengths, and qualities. Reflect on yourself from a broad perspective and clarify criteria for job selection. And from now onward, we'd like to introduce two types of tools that will be help your self-analysis. That is, My Life History Chart and We Can Must Chart. Let's start with My Life History Chart. In this chart, you will create a chronological table of your life and describe your past experiences, important events, and memorable moments. This is what the chart looks like. The vertical line represents your motivation or satisfaction level. The horizontal line shows your age from the childhood to current. These are the tips to make a chart efficiently. First, think about the facts, concrete events, or experiences. Then, think about how you felt at that time. In terms of events, you don't necessarily have to write great achievement. Rather than that, let's focus on your personal meaningful events. So simple achievements are still your achievements too. In the next slide, we will elaborate about the more on the second point, how to reflect on your feelings as we look back on my history chart. Now we are showing a model chart. Starting from the earliest part, you look back on your past experience and put on memorable points for you. The memorable points don't necessarily have to be positive things. It can be negative events as well. Once you put remarkable points, then connect the dots and mark a line. Then you can visualize how your satisfaction went up or down in your past. The first 5 points piano contest experiences for in this case. This person said, I was happy to receive praise from my parents. I was rather motivated to make my family happy than to win the contest. From this reflection, you can observe that she or he might have the kind of value, the importance of making others happy. The next shows one of the low points example, that is, fail the chorus contest. This person said, it was the first remarkable failure in my life. I was in a student team. The teacher really cared about the result of the competition, and we did our best, but didn't win, unfortunately. Now we can come up with the idea that she or he must be a hard-working person with a strong sense of responsibility. And next paragraph shows another low point, the entrance exam failure. This person says, I studied hard but didn't pass. It was a very disappointing experience for me though. Probably with this point, you could go a little bit deeper. You can ask these kind of questions written in red. Sorry. reading in depth. What made you work hard? What you make you hard? This one, what make you hard? What is the key lesson from the experiences? Then you will be able to be more aware of your traits. And lastly, the other high point, study abroad experiences. This person says that to broaden my horizon, I attended an exchange program and experienced life in Australia. To cultivate self-reflection, you can also ask these questions to yourself. Again, ask yourself to deepen this self-analysis. This point. What did you want to expand your horizon? What did you learn abroad? And how can you demonstrate the abilities you acquired through the experiences? Okay. Please reframe it. After filling out the chart, please choose the most remarkable points and deepen a little bit more reflection. This person seems to be picked these 4 points, so let's find more detail in the next page. After all this self-exploration, you can come up with your character traits and your drivers. As an example, we can observe these points from the person in the previous chart. That is, I am enthusiastic and ambitious. Additionally, if you like to explore your characteristic more, you can also think about these questions. What you're passionate about? What school subject were you good at? And what activity do you do? How long extracurricular lessons were club team, etc. And why did you choose your school or university? These are the very frequent questions for Japanese job hunting in Japan. And when you analyze yourself, these are the keys to discover your important facts. And firstly, find any common or similar pattern on your past activities. And secondly, describe the episode where you meet the problem and solve it. And lastly, when you make decisions, how do you prioritize things? And from these points, you can discover your traits, strengths, and values. Definitely, they will assist you to set the criteria for future career development. In my supporting experiences for international students, so quite a lot of international students can't understand why self-analysis is important for getting new job. For example, the expertise or skills or measures is important for their career or acquiring new job. So many international students think so. But as I mentioned or explained at the previous sessions in this career forum, the Japanese companies have the unique characteristics, that is the membership organizational characteristics. They are focusing on your chemistry with the candidates, like you, the students. So to showcase what you are well, what is your traits is very, very important for your successful job hunting in Japan. So please remember this unique characteristics of Japanese organizations. Okay, so self-analysis is quite important for your job hunting in Japan. Okay. Alright, so here are some useful phrases to help highlight your strengths and unique qualities. So this slide shows the fundamental skills required in the workplace and society, which are promoted by the Japanese government. And to be recognized in the society, you need not only your knowledge and technical skills, but also the basic ability as a working professional. So this includes the ability to find problems and the skills to achieve results. Yeah. And the following four slides provides a specific definition of the 12 competencies. Unfortunately, due to the time consideration, we cannot explain them all today, but we encourage you to look at these slides. The first point is analysis. That is, you can analyze Japanese companies focusing on that. You can analyze whether you can analyze the situation and define problem or not. The second point is planning. The Japanese company focusing on whether you can set a plan for the problem-solving processes or not. So please check these examples. You can analyze the process to solve the problems and prioritize possible actions. The third point is creativity. So which means that you think outside the box and can create new values. So Japanese companies confirm check this point. Thinking from multiple perspectives and generates creative solutions. These are the very, very important and popular points Japanese companies focusing on their selection process. And next, for example, independence and initiative. That is, that is a point which you always know what should be done next. So your Japanese companies check whether you don't wait for the introduction and just do what you say you should. Japanese companies focus on the candidates have the proactivity actions or experiences in university days. So they usually ask what is the best highlight point for your university days in the interview process. So throughout these questions, Japanese recruiters check their independence or initiatives. And next is working in team. This is a very, very great point, important point too in the selection process in Japanese companies. Working in team is essential thing for the membership organization. So which means you know how to involve other people. The Japanese company check whether candidates know how to encourage people and help them stay focused on shared goals or not. And third one, performance. So which means you can set a goal and know what should be done to reach it. So Japanese companies ask some questions regarding what you are not afraid of failure and always remember that what you work for. Yeah, so Japanese companies focus on your past experiences to check your competencies like this. And next, eloquence. And for that is, you can express yourself readily and clearly and effectively. So, for example, your speech is easy to understand or clear. I think that many international students are good at this point. That many Japanese students are not good at or hesitate to appeal this point. That's why many of Japanese students tend to be shy. So this is, I think, in Japanese international students' strength point. So you can appeal this point. So you have better to appeal this point. Yeah, eloquences. Sorry. And next one is good listener. Good listener. Which means you can listen to others or not. How about you? How about your case? Japanese companies check that you create an atmosphere where everybody feels needed. You can ask relevant questions. Yeah, Japanese company has a very unique working custom, which is reading atmosphere. How can I say? Imagine the coworkers' feeling or coworkers' motivation or aspirations without words, clear words. That is very quite tough for understanding international students. But if you appeal your attitude to the good listener, Japanese companies will evaluate your strength point as a failure of their workplace. So please share your past experiences, which you can make use of your good listener attitude in your university days. Yeah. And next, open-mindedness. Yeah. That means you respectively accept different ideas. Yeah, the Japanese companies consider and emphasize with other perspectives. So open-mindedness is, I think, many international students experience it because you are facing the different cultural gaps or different cultural matters. So I think you have the experiences which making use of open-mindedness, your open-mindedness. So please remember, please imagine your past experience to making use of this point. Okay, and next is awareness, which means you recognize the current situation of the team. So observe, which means observe surroundings attentively and be aware of your possible roles and responsibility. So how do you think of it? What do you have any experiences or any episodes about it? Yeah. And next, discipline, which means you respect the rules and promises. Yeah, Japanese companies have so many rules, working rules. So they tend to focus on this point. So, for example, Japanese company checks your attitude for respect the rules and perform your duties with positive moral values. And next, stress control attitude. And which means you can cope with stress and anxiety. Yeah, so many Japanese companies facing the difficulties of this point. Yeah, that's because it's a very uncertainty situation for global economic situation. So many employees are facing this problem to manage their stress control. So in terms of job hunting or selection process, Japanese recruiters tend to focus on the candidate's stress control abilities. Yeah. So Japanese company checks whether you can manage stressful moment and take it positively as a chance for your growth or not. Yeah, please remember it. So if you like to check up on this original version in Japanese, you can search with the Japanese word 社会人出力 from the Japanese government's website. So again, Japanese companies tend to focus on these points, these 12 points in their interview scene or checking the document screening process. Okay, so please check the 社会人出力 from the website, Japanese government website. Okay, yeah. So once you identify your traits and uniquenesses, you can also consider which jobs and positions are suitable for you. Indeed, in case of international students, your potential job would pretty much depend on your academic major because of the residency status. But it's still worth checking if you have good match with your target position. And once you identify your traits and uniquenesses, you can also consider which jobs and positions are suitable for you. Indeed, in case of international students, your potential job will pretty much depend on your academic major course residency status, but still working checking you have good match with your target position. Sorry, I repeated the same slides. I'm so sorry. And now we are moving on to the other framework, that is will can must chart. And the will can must represents with this chart, you can explore the following 3 points. And number one, passion and interest, what you want to do. And number two, strengths and abilities, what you can do. And number three, requirements and needs, what companies expect from you. And let's look at the more specific explanation with the order will, can, must. And firstly, let's take a look at will part. Think about what kind of passion or interest you have. Such as your target job or industry, and more importantly, why do you want that job? And what do you hope to accomplish through your work? And secondly, can represents your strengths and abilities. So think about your experience and skill you can bring to the table, as well as your motivation and commitment. And lastly, must, which are companies' requirements and needs. So what ability do they expect, and who is their ideal candidate? And think about, are there any area where these three point elements overlap? So even if you have you have solid, will, and can. This one, will and can. If you have the solid, will, and can. If the two aspects go in different direction, it's better to reconsider. Additionally, even if you have a powerful will or a can, but if you don't work well with company's needs, they wouldn't think you are the right person. So I want to say that if you have the very strong ambitious or willingness for your career, future career, if you don't know we will investigate the company's company's requirements. You don't know company's requirement, so you can't gain the very fulfilling career in Japan. So please check the requirement of your company, or what kind of candidates the company want to hire throughout website or meeting the alumni. Yeah, meeting alumni would be the best thing for your successful job hunting in Japan, I think. Okay, so this is a recap of what introduced in the past slides, 2 slides, will, can, must. Okay? Yeah. And suppose that all 3 employers propose the IT-related position. Which company do you think would be the best fit for person A? Workplace-wise, which one do you think suit for him or her? So, of course, there is no absolute answer, but if person A, this one, if person A prefer intensive and professional culture, from A would be a good choice. On the other hand, if she or have his interest in working outside of Japan, from she can be her or his choice, because this firm has overseas transfer system. So this is how will, can, must analysis works. So it was a quick overview, but we hope you all grasp the image of this framework well. Yeah, so please recheck the importance of will, can, must methods throughout these examples. Yeah, so from my experience of supporting international students, so many of international students tend to have the very, very strong, ambitious, and willingness about future career, like will or can. So it's very, very good point, right point there. I think there are your strongest point. But unfortunately, some of them don't know which kind of candidates are required from their prospective companies. So don't forget to check their website or searching for the alumni or professionals working at your prospective companies through our LinkedIn or social medias. So social networking is one of the tips for successful job hunting in Japan. So don't forget about this method, these tips. Okay, so far we have covered 2 different types of tools to support your self-analysis. One is a history chart, your history chart. So reflect on your past experiences and check to summarize your values for your future career is essential thing for your successful job hunting in Japan. And another point was will, can, must chart. So to summarize, to balance with will, can, and must. Must means what is the expectation from the prospective company in Japan. So to utilize or to align with the will, can, must for your prospective job would be the very, very great point or essential point for your successful job hunting in Japan too. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so we have covered two different such kind of tools to support your self-analysis. And other than those charts, you can also utilize the following ways. So as for the second part, if you're comfortable reading in Japanese, there are bunch of assessment tool you can use for free. And lastly, rephrase your weakness into strengths. And let me explain further details in the next slide. Yeah, this second point, assessment tools are provided by private companies. So unfortunately, it's only there is only a Japanese version. So for many international students who speaks English only English, I think it's a little bit difficult for you to utilize these methods. But if you can utilize the AI tools. So I recommend you try to use such kind of assessment test. Yeah, it's testing your characteristic or how can I say your chemistries with your prospective companies. Yeah. In this part, we'll be introducing the following three topics. The first, what is company analysis? And next, the importance of company analysis. And finally, how to analyze the company is a very important point. Okay, and these are three important factors in the Japanese job hunting activity. It is said that in order to successful in your job hunting, you should follow these three steps. We have covered the self-analysis part so far, so let's find how company research works. Today, we are not gonna cover the third part, but some methods and resources are also applicable to industry analysis. And company research is all about examining company information with a wide perspective. Let's say you are interested in Toyota, a car maker. So you must know their product producing automobile, but how about their specific business model? So what percentage of gasoline car and electric car they are producing? What about ratio for private car or commercial vehicles or trucks? So do they have sales function inside or more focus on production? And second point is financial conditions. Are they increasing overall sales? Are they investigating in any new business or technology? And corporate philosophy and values. What the president's message says on the corporate website. How was the company established? What were the rules of the company? And working conditions, will you be able to work at the Tokyo office or another place? And how does the salary wage work? Can you expect a good career progress? And lastly, overseas expansion. Is their main market still Japan? If not, which area or region have they emphasized recently? These are the key basic aspects for company research. And by checking these aspects, you can consider these points. You can confirm if the environment is the right place for you. As we have seen at part 1, we always try to find a good match, right? So you can compare the research result to your career preference, see how the balance works. After that, you can clarify the reason for applying. In the selection process, every time you will be asked about your 志望動機, reason for applying. That is the motivation for applying. With intense research, you can provide more concrete idea of why you are applying to the company. And lastly, you can also specify your career vision and let them know you are the best candidate with well-fit career goals. And to elaborate more on some points, this slide shows how you can utilize the company research during the selection process. And you can understand the potential challenges and needs of company and think about what kind of person can be an ideal candidate. And with this point of view, you can consider effective self-introduction, how to memorable for the company. So representatives, how to stand out from other applicants. Recently, I personally talked with several international students who could successfully secure their job in Japan. And most of them pointed out how important it is to conduct an intensive company analysis. How important it is to conduct an intensive company analysis. Okay. And one student said that she spent 5 hours checking the company's information, annual report, and recent new articles before taking an initial interview. So be strategic and get well prepared. And this is a flow chart to summarize your PR points. We have already explained it in the self-analysis part, so we will skip this part. And as for companies' requirements, if you check the fresh graduate hiring page, usually companies do not specify the key qualification. Usually it's written pretty ambiguously. So how can we know company's requirements more specifically? So answer is that by researching the company's culture and direction, you can come up with the basic requirements. And let's say company A has these traits. Company A has these traits. This one. And then we can imagine their basic requirement would be proactive and self-starter, great team player, and fluent in Chinese and Japanese, and so on. Check their websites. With this research, you can think about how to highlight your strengths to the company. So examine your strengths and find the areas which match the employer's needs. So this means that you can create tailor-made self-introduction to your target company. Yeah, so some students use their their how can I say self-PR or the reason for applying for their company. So many same documents. They use same documents to the very so a lot of companies. It's not good point. It's not good. Yeah. So please make tailor-made comments for each companies. Okay. Okay, what kind of more resources would you like to use? To gather information about your target company? We hope you will take this opportunity to think it over. So, in addition to checking corporate recruitment site, you can make use of these information resources. We personally like to highlight 2 points. Number one, check IR information. Especially if you are a business-related major student, it's must. And number two, attend information session and career events. Most of the companies will explain their strengths, weaknesses, and possible career paths. So please take notes as much as possible. So one of our advisors was asked, how was the info session? What does your takeaway from the session in the interview? And other than that, you can also make use of recruitment website. There are a bunch of recruitment websites, and most of them you can use for free. So besides the standard of job board, there are also recruitment review sites that show applicants or current employees' review. And it's always good to hear real opinions, organic voice. So we also recommend you meeting with alumni. With alumni. They could give you advice or information which are not listed on the corporate website. Yeah, so please check the website or social media for investigating your prospective companies. So lastly, we are wrap up. So allow us to make brief session. This is what we have already introduced in our last seminar, but let us just reconfirm about the job hunting schedule. So for March graduates, if you are a third-year university or first-year master program student, now is a good time to start your job hunting. So international firms have already started the recruitment process, and Japanese companies will start the selection process this coming winter. Additionally, for the September graduates, if you are first year at university or second year and master, then you should start activities from now on. Our message is don't miss out on the appropriate schedule, so please be aware of the right timing.
It's cross finger, baby.